What up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, you saw the title, Balance Patch Prediction Video, or more my hopes of balancing, because I don't even know what to predict anymore. I think it's super hard to predict with Contours, so it's kind of a prediction, but it's more my wishes, you know. And the way we're gonna do this is I'm gonna talk about new units only, basically. Let's say until the Demon Slayers, because if I talk about more stuff, it's gonna be a super long video, and I've already talked about the rest of the units many times before, and yeah, I think we're just gonna do the Tekken units, the Demon Slayer units, the Beatles, touch on the Beatles a bit, and that's kind of it. You know, just give Comtuas some good ideas to what they can do. Now, the balance patch should be dropping next week. Not next week, the other week after next week. I mean, if you see this video, it will be next week. So I will drop this on a Monday. So the balance patch should drop somewhere 29th or 30th, I think, because Special League will start, and then the patch will also drop when the new Special League season starts, and also the new RTA mode update should drop with the balance patch. That's the prediction. Maybe they do it differently, but that's what they basically told us they would do, you know? And yeah, I don't know again if we will see Tekken units in this patch. We might not. But that's like the freshest thing we can talk about, and I do have some ideas now after like playing with them a bit, with seeing them a bit being played and stuff. Spoiler alert: they haven't been played almost at all because they suck. But yeah, let's just hop into it, and we can start with Firepaul. Now, Firepaul, the skill 1 is good. I don't mind it. The skill 2 is a double hit. One hit is a 50% chance to put irresistible, and the second hit is 70% chance stun. Now, if this was a 2-turn skill, I wouldn't mind it too much, but it's a 3-turn skill, and then each hit is a separate thing, right? You don't put both of these things in each hit. So you go through a 50% check, and then through a rest check, and then through a 70% check, and then to a rest check. 3-turn cooldown is wild. 2-turn cooldown would still probably not be a great skill, because you can literally do nothing with this skill. You know, it has a good chance to do nothing. So it's pretty stupid that the cooldown is this high and the skill is this bad, right? So my suggestion, make it a 2-turn cooldown, and then probably increase 30% more chance, and make this 100, and then you make this what 80% chance to land. So yeah, it would be an 80% chance irresistible, and then 100% stun. It's a 1-turn stun. That's it. That's the whole skill. It's really not that good, even if it's a 2-turn cooldown. But it would be an okay skill that it would be balanced. It would be okay, you know. Skill 3, at first when this unit came out, or before it came out, I thought it would be an AoE 30% damage, right? You boost attack bar on the whole team, you get a 30% raw damage AoE, and then it's a pretty good skill. You know, it would be a good skill. I don't think it would be too broken, considering we have units like Aya in the game who don't even need runes, right? This would need runes still. It would need to move, and it would need to not glance as well. So yeah, it would require some kind of qualities compared to a unit like Aya, who doesn't require any runes. It has a cutting mechanic, and then it takes 25% of your HP, and then she can proc. She has no cooldown, so she can take 50% of your HP if she procs one time, and then she's still there, being a 50-60k unit, sitting on the field, and yeah, without cooldown, it can basically kill your whole team, which is, yeah, I mean, obviously we all know Aya is not balanced, but I'm just comparing it to something that's like, you know, there's no point being a single target if it's only 30% damage. AoE would be pretty good. It would be a good balanced skill, in my opinion. And yeah, that's kind of how you fix Paul. I think it's pretty straightforward. And yeah, that would make him a usable, cool unit. A turn 1 unit as well, right? So, yeah, it would be nice. Next, Fire Jin. This one, I think we can all predict how he's going to get buffed. I think the skill 1 is cool. I think this skill 2 is probably the best skill 2 out of all these units. It's an 80% chance, decrease attack bar by 30%, and then also decrease attack speed with 80%. So it's not bad. It's a 3-turn cooldown. It's not bad. Could this be 100%? Yeah, it could be. It could easily be 100% for a 3-turn cooldown. But it's not terrible, right? It's not terrible. Could be worse. But yeah, if they want to buff this skill, that's the way to buff it. Make it 100. His passive. This is the thing that I was talking about. We can all predict how he's going to get buffed. Basically, they will make his strip 100%. And then, yeah, we will have another annoying, cutting, more consistent unit than he is at the moment, right? It's a AoE strip counter. Yeah, these just keep spawning. They keep making units like this. And since he will get buffed, I think that's the buff. That's going to be the buff. Most likely. Which sucks, obviously. It's another boring passive. Cutting mechanic, blah, blah, blah. Just magic unit, right? It's just magic. It magically wins you games. And yeah, we have so many of those right now. And in a turn-based game like Summoner's War, those are the units that kill the fun and the feeling, you know. So yeah, I think that's the buff. Heihachi, I'm not gonna talk about him. I think some people have been using him in Seal Fortress. I don't really know much about how good he is. So yeah, I'm just gonna skip him. Tidius. Now this unit is another anti-fun passive. You see ignore defense, you pick him, you probably won. That's kind of how it is. It's a very niche pick, but if you're fighting an ignore defense team, it's super annoying. Also an arena defense. If there's ignore defense, if someone's using an ignore defense team like Lucian or the Sonya team or whatever that ignores defense, it's annoying, right? It's annoying. So yeah, I think he's just good for what it is, right? It's that's exactly what they made him for, and he's good at that one thing, right? This skill, let me mention this skill though, because this one ties to the other ones as well. It heals you and the ally, and then attacks all enemies, deal damage proportional defense, it provoked them for 1 turn with a 50% chance. Now, this is a 3-turn cooldown skill. My suggestion, make it 100. Another activation issue. Could this be a 2-turn cooldown? It could, but it would probably be more balanced if it was just 100% provoke. I don't think there's a reason to gatekeep skills like this behind a bad activation check, since there's already a rest check, and 1-turn provoke, it's not like a crazy thing, especially because you can also glance. So yeah, I mean, just like the activation gatekeeping is just kind of weird. It keeps happening all the time. But it's like an easy way for Comtos to just buff a unit, right? They put it like they put it out like this, and they know that's how they can buff it. So they always have a future buff in mind, right? It's like it's easy for them to do it like this, right? So yeah. Next unit, Fire Pig. Now, basically, this guy is just like a 35% chance to be a chroma. Okay? Not even that, kinda. So, I don't know what the point is of having a unit like a chroma, and then you create a unit that has a 35% chance to be that. I don't know. It's like, I know they're running out of ideas, but like there's no point to making something that's so bad that you will have to buff it to become a chroma, you know, if you want it to be good. So like, I don't know, I mean, the only way they can buff this to make it good is make it an achroma. There you go, Comtos. I don't know what else to say. You created the same unit with an activation check, with the rest check, or with the RNG check, I should say. Yeah, that's kind of it. Second skill also, they buffed it, and now it's decent. I mean, it's decent. It was only HP Disturb with a 100% chance. Now it has an HP Disturb with a 100% chance, and a 2-turn Provoke with a 70% chance. Now, if this was a 1-turn Provoke, I would say, hey, this is still probably not good enough. But a 2-turn Provoke on a skill 2 is not too terrible. I can't even lie. It's not too terrible. It's most likely gonna land 2 on average, but hey, 2-turn Provoke, it's not bad. It's not bad. I can live with a skill like this. It's just that the passive is so RNG. Yeah, I don't know. They could increase it to 50. Of course, they're not gonna make him an Achroma, you know, of course, but they could increase it to 50 at least. I don't know. And then maybe someone would play it. Who knows? It's weird. The Summoners War community and how RTA works is so weird. People will not play a certain unit until someone in G3 starts using him, or someone makes a video about it and starts using him. So yeah, people like to follow the trend, you know. So if someone in G3 starts using it, makes videos about it, streams it, I think many other people will hop on the train, and yeah, if they buff him, of course, because I don't think people will want to try him with these percentages. Yeah, that's it for Fire Nosuke. Nezuko. Now I like the skill 2 on this unit. I like the skill 1s. Okay, skill 3 is the only issue. And her being the unit that she is an issue as well, because it's another just AoE unit, AoE CC unit, right? These kind of units we have better units than this who are not being used, right? Because AoE CC is kind of hard. these days to use because of all the counters. First of all, counters to the strips, and then counters to the follow-up. A lot of times your follow-up can't even move because of the stuff cutting to kill you, right? So no matter what you do to this unit, it won't really be that good because of how many counters there is. But if we were to buff it, they would have to remove this thing and replace it with anti-cleanse. Because then you could stun units and they have anti-cleanse and you can push them back. And then this could be like a good AoE skill. You know, you would still fight Josephines and you would still probably lose a lot of games because she is fire. You can't really stun Josie unless you get lucky. And yeah, I guess Junos could be cool. I guess Veros maybe, stuff like that. But yeah, Juno's still gonna be annoying as fuck. But I think that's my buff prediction. I think put anti-cleanse. Next, fire Tanjiro. Attacks enemies to absorb their attack bar by 50% chance and disturbs HP recovery. My idea for this is to make him not being able to glance. At least, right? They could change the HP recovery for something else. Maybe a slow potentially, which would make him super strong, I think. If he was to do that. But yeah, maybe not being able to glance could help a lot. I think the skill 1, skill 2, it's good enough probably. They all have like their own passives, right? It's not bad. It's not bad at all, you know? These are really just not bad. I really like them. I don't think this has like as good of a multiplier as some other ignore defense stuff, but it does have a bonus passive, you know, which can help you a lot. But yeah, I think just skill 3 needs a little juicer to make it better. But I'm kind of optimistic about these because these are aggressive units that have a lot of potential, you know. So yeah, do something with the skill 3, just like I said, could potentially be used. And that's where I'm going to stop for fire, okay? Because again, this will be a super long video if I do more units. And yeah, I think it's just more fun to talk about the newer stuff because they haven't gotten buffed much. Or they haven't gotten buffed at all. Just like these. Fire Nina. I mean Water Nina. Attacks enemy 3 times. First removes beneficial effect. Second and third hit increase or decrease defense. 2 turn cooldown. That's it. That's it basically. Just 2 turn cooldown. That's all she needs on skill 2. Passive. Now this passive is locked behind enemies healing below 50%. It's a very conditional passive to use. It's very rough. On top of that, even her cutting doesn't do crazy things, right? I think if they want to help her, I think it's a very hard unit to make better because of the condition being the way it is. But I think the best way they can do that is make this AoE, not just enemies. Make it so anyone, when anyone heals, this triggers, right? They can't keep the 50 or below, I guess. But making it AoE means that you could try to manipulate her power while running healers yourself, right? Not just picking her against healers. Because she doesn't do enough, right? She doesn't do a lot, but if she would be able to just gain benefit from both sides, it would be nice, you know? It would be nice. It could maybe make her usable. Who knows? But that's my suggestion. I'm not sure how much it would impact her, but yeah, that's for now what I think about her. Next, Waterfall. Skill 2 is pretty terrible. Attacks enemy 3 times to decrease its attack speed. And that's kind of it. It's 70% chance, 3 hit, decrease attack speed. And then some HP recovery. This has to be a 2-turn cooldown. And that's it. Maybe they add some more debuff here, potentially. Maybe not. But a 2-turn cooldown needs to happen immediately. Strongest in the universe. That's a crazy name for such a shit passive. Glance hit occurs with 30% chance when you're attacked. When hit with a glance hit, goes under threat state. Basically, it's kind of a Jaeger, but shittier than Jaeger. This has to go up to 50 at least for it to be maybe usable. But that's it. Those are the first 2 things. Make this a 2-turn cooldown, get this to 50, and we'll see what happens. Windfall, it's not your time. It's Water Hwoarang. Water Hwoarang. Skill 2 has to be a 2-turn cooldown, first of all. Skill 3. I think with skill 3, the best thing it can do is make a defense break for 2 turns. Okay? Once you add defense break to this for 2 turns, it means that you're basically setting up with this and getting bar before this. So you're setting up for yourself, you're gaining bar, you're getting attack speed, and then you're maybe cutting with this, or you might not cut, but you're gonna move pretty quickly because you're stealing all the bar. And then you're hitting on a defense broken target 4 times, boom, boom, boom. So make this a 2-turn cooldown, give this defense break for 2 turns. I can see this being a usable unit if they would do that. Skill 1's good enough. That's kind of it. Pretty straightforward. I think a lot of these buffs are pretty straightforward. Not too much philosophy. They're not complicated units. They're pretty straightforward. Mostly just needs lower cooldown, better activation, or like an additional debuff kind of thing. But that could make him good. That could make him good. This guy, I think he's pretty solid already. Water Zenitsu. I've had this buff idea since he came out, and I really hope they would do this. Skill 1, skill 2, great. Skill 4, great. Unconscious Self. Increase attack bar by 30% whenever you attack an enemy under an ability. The way to buff this is gain attack bar every time a unit goes under an ability. So any stun that happens in the game, he gets 35 bar. This would make him such a cool unit, and it would make him so meta, I feel like. He doesn't have a lot of self-protection. He has the anti-stun, but that's basically it when it comes to his protection. So he is a fragile unit, but being able to move a lot would help a lot to just output damage quickly, right? So yeah, I think that's the perfect buff for him. And I've talked about this on the live streams as well. A lot of people just agreed and think it would be an awesome buff for him, you know? Because when he came out, that's what I thought he would be. But then I realized, oh, it's only when you punch people who are stunned. So it was, yeah, just not good enough. But I like this guy a lot. He was really just one of those units. I mean, you guys know when the Zenitsus came out, this was probably the best family they've ever released. On release, like one of the best families for sure. Like just such high potential cool units. Even though there's a Leo that exists and they get nerfed by the Leo a lot, I was still so optimistic about this family, and I still am. You know, it's one of the best families they've ever introduced to the game. Yeah, that's the buff. I hope they do it. That's it. Water Nosuke. I think there's only one buff. Well, there's probably more buffs, but this is one that's the most deserving, I would say. Make this AoE. Make this AoE. 25 AoE. That's it. You have 8 rest checks. That's already probably enough to make him not that good. But that's it. That's the buff. His skill 2 and skill 1 doesn't really fit his kit. It's not a great combination. If he had the fire pick skill 2, it would be much better. But he has this skill 2, which is really useless for him. I can't even lie. For an AoE stripper like this, single target defense break, that's it. On a 3-turn cooldown, by the way. Also, that's one more thing. Make this a 2-turn cooldown. One hit, 2-turn defense break on a 3-turn cooldown is pretty insane. Let's be honest here. Okay, so 2-turn cooldown, 25 AoE. It could make him usable. Finally, right? So yeah, I hope that happens, and yeah, I hope Comptos can listen when it comes to this guy. Because we need units we need AoE strippers that can deal with shit, you know, that can deal with the passives that we have right now. Because it's just so impossible to play AoE, like it's just impossible. You have to first pick Heigang to even have a chance to play AoE, which is already a unit that just fully counters you, and you're picking him because he counters you. It's just like stupid. You're forced, you know? I hate how the game feels forced right now, right? It's forcing you to do things if you want to be able to compete, which that wasn't how the game was before, you know? You could find your own teams and build your own strategies, and there was so much more freedom. You could climb with anything basically. If you had a good idea, you could do it, you know? You wouldn't be stopped by so many just like passive powers that instantly deny you before you even get into a match, you know? It is a much different game now. So yeah, it is what it is. That's how it is right now. Nothing you can do about it, except if they could buff stuff like this to make it a little bit better, you know? Yeah, we'll see. Water Nezuko, I think the skill 2 is pretty good. I think skill 3 or the passive definitely needs to lose this condition, because I don't know what's the point of the condition. She takes her own HP to create a shield that's a little bit tankier than the 15% HP, and that's it. I mean, it's pretty stupid. You're counterattacking with this, but why is she stealing her HP? Just make her so she doesn't take her HP. Remove the condition, just let her get a shield. That's it. Simple as that. I don't know if that would even make her usable. Who knows? Maybe. But like, what is the point of the condition? It's just like completely useless. That's it for water. Let's go wind. Wind, Paul. Second skill. We already said what needs to happen. Passive. Like, this guy's probably the hardest one for me to judge or get an idea on what he needs, because basically he has like the Zenisek power where you can't push him back, but the Zenisek's power matters, right? Like the not being able to push him back matters. Because Zenesik moving in front of other units cleanses the other units and then boosts the other units. With him, you don't care if he gets pushed back or not. There's no point in it, right? On top of that, when Zenesik cuts, he stuns and bombs you, or he heals you. So both of his skills are very cohesive, right? Sure, you could say that as well. Oh, this guy's gonna not be stunned, not be pushed back, and then he's gonna stun you, right? First of all, glancing can happen. Activations are bad. It's just a stun compared to a bomb plus stun. It's a big difference, of course, right? And then also, increased cooldown, it is more rare than stuns, right? It is. The best thing you can use this against is a Sekhmet. But again, I don't really know, man. I hate units like this because if they do some buff that changes him a lot, he becomes OP. Just like a lot of passives in this game. I don't know. I really don't know. Could they add strip to him? Potentially to be a stripper. So then he would gain more value from not being able to be pushed back. So then you can strip stun with this. Potentially, right? Potentially like 100% strip on this could be decent. I don't really know what else. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Something that wouldn't make him too strong, but it would make him more usable. The strip is the only thing right now that I can think of. Yeah, it's a weird unit. Let's go next. Wind Huarang. There's only one right solution, okay, for this guy. Skill 2, 2-turn cooldown, obviously. Skill 3, Sky Burial. Attacks enemies 6 times. This attack cannot be counterattacked. All attack bar increasing effects of the enemies are not activated. Now this skill has no point, right? This skill has no use, no point. It doesn't do anything. But if you add a 30% strip per hit, the whole skill becomes so much more usable and so much cooler, right? This skill is a perfect stripper skill. It's a perfect stripper skill that we need at the moment because of all the units that cut, because of all the units that counterattack, because of all the passives that activate, that boost attack bar. So if you gave this a 30% strip, he would become a unit that can actually battle the passives. It can battle Heigang, it can battle the Megumi, right? It can battle the Potter, the whatever the fuck randomly cuts to stop the AoE stuff, right? Now the reason why this would be pretty balanced is because he's not a fast unit. It's a 104 base, and you would need some serious rune quality to have him plus something right after him that can instantly cut, right? You would need some serious tuning. He doesn't have a speed lead, so you would need to pair speed leads well with this and use some serious rune quality, right? Because if you're not, you're cooked, right? But this is the perfect kind of unit that we need as a stripper right now in 2025. I hope they do that. I think 30% is a pretty okay strip chance. For 6 hits, that makes sense. So I hope Comptos is listening. This could be very fun and very interesting. And yeah, it would just make the game way more fun. Like, way more fun. That's about it when it comes to Wind Hwoarang. What are the units I'm the most excited about if they were to do a buff like that? Next, Wind Djinn. Skill 2, we said already. Skill 3, attacks enemies 5 times. Each hit grants Oblivion for 2 turns and attack break for 2 turns. Make the attack break a defense break. Simple fix. You're making it very similar to Destiny. And that's it. That's the only way to buff them, basically. They could just add the defense break and not remove the attack break as well. But Comptos usually removes stuff if they were to do something like that. The attack break makes no sense. Defense break would make a lot of sense. That's it. That's it, basically. So I think that's the perfect buff. And yeah, I don't know if he would need more stuff in the future, but for now, for its first buff, I think that's it. Wind Beetle. I don't even know what he does. I'll be completely honest with you. We've already mentioned this skill. Increases attack power of all allies 2 turns and defends all allies, excluding yourself for 1 turn. Receives half of the damage inflicted on the defended target, while making the damage 0 for a defended target, and counterattacks the enemy target. Like, you know what I mean? This is like a passive, but it's also an active skill. Because this part, right, you put attack power, you defend them, so that's defend, right? The defend buff on all of them. Then you receive half of the damage. That's what defend does. But then the counter... No, wait. No, does defend have counterattack in it? I guess it does. Does it? I guess it does. Never mind. Defend does have counter in it, so it's just the whole description of defend. Never mind. Yeah. Never mind. I have to think a bit. But yeah, that's literally the whole description of defend. So you attack buff all the units and you put defend. That's it. I need to think, like, what does that even do? Like, how good is that? I've never seen this unit in action. Could he also put immunity? I don't know. Again, I don't know anything about this unit. I've never seen him be used. I have no clue. So it's kind of hard for me to just give out buff ideas when I have no clue if he's ever been used, if he's good somewhere, because I don't think I've seen him anywhere. So I don't know if I don't think he's used. But it's an interesting skill, right? It's an AoE defend with attack buff. I don't know. I mean, the buff idea for this stands, obviously, but for this, I'm actually just kind of clueless. I can't even lie to you. They could maybe add attack buff or immunity. I don't know. Potentially that could be the buff. Since I don't think he's being used. But yeah, let's go next. Wind Zenitsu. He got a undeserved nerf. I think we can all agree the nerf was kind of stupid. Yeah. He's a good unit. Maybe they could revert that. He's a good unit though. You know, he's the best on-release unit for Comptos since I don't even know, to be honest, what was better before this as a on-release unit. Yeah, Or maybe I should say on release elemental unit, not LD, because we probably had some LDs. But yeah, it's very cool. I'm a big fan of him. Wind Tanjiro. Attacks all enemies, stun him for 1 turn, grants immunity himself for 1 turn. This one, again, I think I mentioned this before, but the buff for this is so simple and so like in their face. He should gain immunity for each enemy he stuns. So if you stun 3 units, you get 3 turn immunity. If you stun 4 units, you get 4 turn immunity. If you stun 2 units, you get 2 turn immunity, right? Doesn't matter how many you stun, but for the amount of stunned units, that's how many turns of immunity you get. That way, an aggressive unit like him could also have his own protection, right? Because a 1 turn immunity, I mean, it'll protect you for a little bit, but having a unit like this have more immunity would make him kind of scary. And I like the Tanjiros a lot. I think they're close to being usable and to being good. But they need a little bit of just juice, right? Something like that. Because that's how I thought he worked when he came out. But then I was disappointed. So I really hope they do that. And then he's going to be a cool unit, in my opinion. And that's it for the elementals. We can go for LDs now. Okay. Nina Williams. Skill 1, cool. Skill 2. Takes enemy 2 times. First hit grants silence, and second it decreases attack power. First of all, it's a 1 turn silence, and then it's a 2 turn attack break. Second of all, it's not consistent. It's only an 80%. So this needs to be 100% or a 2 turn cooldown, or both potentially, because I don't think this would be even. This definitely needs to be a 2 turn cooldown. 1 turn silence, because attack break is not that big. It's kind of a, it's like a bonus thing. 1 turn silence is okay. It's not a lot though, right? Look at Firebike, strip plus silence. It's much better, obviously. Yeah, 2 turn silence and the 2 turn cooldown on this plus 100% activation. It's a good buff. I think it's deserving of that kind of a buff. Bullet Assassination. Attacks enemies 4 times. First it grants seal. Second and third block them from moving harmful. And last hit deals additional damage. The last part, completely useless. Doesn't matter. This is some of the things that, like, it's just not that good. I mean, it's not useless, but it's like whatever, right? It's whatever, kind of. Seal for 1 turn is cool, but the block harmful effect, and that's it, just ending there, I don't think that's good, right? This skill needs a pushback or a stun additionally. So they already have 4 hits here. So make 1 turn seal or 1 hit seal, 1 hit block harmful, 1 hit this thing, and then another hit out of these 4 is a stun or a pushback. Because having this and having no CC in the skill makes no sense, right? It like, what's the point, right? You're just putting nothing on them. They just cut, and none of these debuffs matter. So she's like a follow-up that's a setup for more follow-up. You will not be able to have more follow-up. That's not how the game works. You can't just stack 10 units in a team, So like, if she's the follow-up, she needs to do something that a follow-up does. Because she's not a setup. She's not setting up anything here. So yeah. She has 4 hits for a reason. Make one of these do something. And the next part about her, 21 speed lead. Stop making these leads. None of us in the community care about your 4-star, 5-star rules. Okay? Fix it. We're tired of it. That's it. Okay? If it's a nat 5, it's a 24 speed lead. If it's a 4-star, it's a 4-star lead. Okay? We're tired of this. A lot of units are ruined with this. A lot of units, speed leads, are useless because of this. And the people who have 21 speed lead, nat 5s know what I'm talking about. Like, this is useless. 99.999% of time, this doesn't help you at all. So I know they can fix it. I know they can make units. Like, we know they can make units not have these leads. So why the fuck do they continue doing it? Okay? Because we know they can not make this. So I don't know if it's some kind of stubbornness from Com2uS or like, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they can make it 24 if they want to. They just choose not to. I don't know. To me, that just seems like some kind of stubbornness issue. Next, the only unit that came from this that's actually strong, light core rank. Obviously, I mean, if you make a unit gain 200% speed and you put a 50% glancing on him, which means there's 50% chance for enemy to do absolutely nothing. Yeah, it's a pretty good unit. Obviously, it's a passive. Only a passive can be this strong lately, and that's how it is. All right. Yeah, next unit, Hylius. We talked about this one. And then this one, counterattacks a random enemy when you're attacked by the enemy. Decrease targets even 2 turns when counterattacking with Guardian's Duty effect. So you punch him, and then he punches some random unit on the field. And he defense breaks it. In my opinion, this needs protection. What he does is not bad, but he needs protection. Not being able to stun him, probably the best option. Because if you stun him, he doesn't counterattack shit. It's a very similar thing to Arda. Yeah, make him unstunnable, and maybe he'll be decent then? I don't know. Maybe. White Tiger Blade Master / Inosuke. Good unit. Good unit. Very bad meta for him, but a good unit. This is one of those skill trees that just basically ends matches. If you manage to pull it out, it does end matches, you know. It's rare to find a unit that's a setup and follow-up at the same time. And it does both things in a good way. It's very rare. Maxi is one of those other units, but it's very hard to find units like that. In one skill, is pretty crazy. Now, he doesn't have a speed lead, but still, his skill is so good that he's one of the best follow-up units in the game when it comes to AoE units. Again, it is unfortunate that playing AoE strippers, stuff like that, is kind of hard. So you will not see this guy much because of that, you know, but it is still a good unit. In its core as a unit, he's a good unit. Next, Tanjiro. Attacks all enemies 3 times. Each hit leaves a brand and provokes for 1 turn. Now before this provoke buff, I did say the branding was shit. Just having branding is shit. And now he's better. Like a good chunk better. But there's one more thing they have to address is the damage of this skill, I think. Because the multiplier is very bad, I think. From what I've seen, again, I haven't used him personally, but from what I've seen, the damage is not good, okay? So maybe increase the multiplier a bit, but I think he's almost done. I think the Tanjiros are actually almost done. They're very close. These like buffs that we set today for them, I think if they go through with these, I think they can be used and kind of solid. I don't know. We'll see. But that's what I think about Tanjiro. It's decent. And that's it for light. Let's go dark. And last element, Nina Williams. Skill 2. We've already talked about this. A mark. Now, I think the mark should be something that's irresistible. I think that's the main part about this one. It doesn't... It's just an automatic effect, right? It has no cooldown, right? So just like at the start of battle, it should just put mark on something, irresistible, and that's it. That's how the unit should work. And I think if that happens, she could be cool, right? She could be cool. So yeah, I hope that's what they do. That's all I have to say about her. Jin. Make... First of all, this. Attacks enemy 2 times your attack bar 25% whenever you land a crit. 2-turn cooldown. Another easy fix for skill 2. Skill 3. Grants soul protection. If the enemy is defeated, skill cooldown will not be triggered. This skill is a skill 3, no ignore defense, just a hit. It makes no sense. It's a 4-turn cooldown, makes no sense. Make this an ignore defense skill, so you could actually use it. That's it. That's my suggestion. Make it ignore defense. That's it. And that's it. Pretty simple fix. It's a damage unit. Make it do damage. That's it. Action. Increase defense of allied for 2 turns, goes under threat state. While enemies attack with a single target skill 2 times. Enemies excluding the boss can only attack when using attack skill. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this skill. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. It's not too terrible. It's just okay. You know? Could they add something more to this? I don't really know. Maybe. Skill 3 though. Attacks only means 2 times, deal damage proportion defense. Each hit leaves branding and increase cooldown by 1 turn. Remove the branding, add a defense break. Or remove branding, add some pushback. Or remove branding, add glancing. Add something that has value. I hate when they put branding on these units. Like, you don't need branding on this guy. Everyone knows you don't need branding on a unit like this. Because it's basically it's a useless debuff. it gives you a bit more damage, but that's it, right? That's not what a unit like this needs. It needs more control. It needs to be some kind of a setup so defense break fits well. Slow is also pretty good, right? With reset, slow fits well. 2-turn slow, 2-turn slow, 2-turn defense break, pushback, glancing even, because glancing can be pretty crazy, you know. But I would still go for slow or defense break, I think. And then it could be good. I mean, the thing is, branding is so bad that you could even keep it and then add additional debuffs because of just how, I don't know, it's just a useless debuff. It doesn't provide a lot, right? It just doesn't. It doesn't provide much. So yeah, I think that's how you buff this guy to make him a bit better. We got Dark Zenitsu, which is great, in my opinion. I don't think I need to say anything about him. We got Dark Nezuko, which is also pretty great. I have nothing to say about her. I think, yeah, it's just a great unit. It's even better than Dark Zenitsu. And they're both nice units. You know, Demon Slayer release was, it had some nice units, man, that are either close, like the Tanjiros are so close. As I said, they're so close to being pretty cool units, man. I mean, they can do it. They just have to, yeah. They just have to give these small cool buffs to make them actually good. And yeah, that's kind of it for all the units that I want to talk about today. It's almost 1 hour video. That's why I didn't want to go for more stuff. And also I think the newer stuff has more chance to be buffed, obviously, because they haven't gotten changed a lot. Again, I don't know if we're gonna see Tekken units. We might not. We might. Kondos can do just whatever they want. I hope we do though. It would be kind of cool. Before the collab ends, getting a patch. Wait, when is collab ending? Oh, wait. The collab will end before the patch, probably. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's it for the video. Let me know what you think. Give suggestions as well, okay, and what you think should be buffed, nerfed. You can talk about anything you want. Honestly, you don't need to just mention the units that I talked about. The comment section, you can just put whatever you want, man. That's how it is. But those are the buffs I think we could see, or we should see, you know. I think that's it. But yeah, let me know again in the comments. Stay safe, take care. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.